My name is Jacques Laurent, and I am the Technology Services Director for FUNDX UBETS. And this meeting, as we announced, will be from 6 to 8 p.m. And we are going to work on having this meeting at least once a month. So we hope that this meeting will help to satisfy your need to understand how the platform works and how to get answers to questions that we know you have. Today's meeting is to give these type of updates on the UBETS platform. And for the purpose of time, we ask you to please provide your questions in the chat room. That will make it easier for us to go through the questions so that if people have the same questions, we could put them all together, and then we could have them answered by the proper person, so that we can have as much time as possible to share information with you and to answer your questions. Matthew Daniel, our marketing director, will provide us with some of the latest news on the platform. Namely, we have announcement on our new exchange, Probit. We have updates on our current exchange, Binance, and also we have answers to your questions that Matthew will provide. And basically, this is to discuss the present and future path going forward for the platform. So without further ado, what we're going to do is we're going to turn over the microphone to the Chief Operating Officer, which is Said Celestin. So with you, FUNDX Chief Operating Officer, Said Celestin. Okay, where is it?
Okay, good evening, everybody. Hey, this like Mr. Lauren just mentioned, the meeting is about giving us updates of everything that's been going on the platform, specifically on the marketing side. That's why we have our marketing director, Mr. Matthew Daniel, who will take over this presentation for us tonight. And he will give us all the information that we need as far as the platform, how we're moving forward and everything, all the details about marketing and all. Now, usually before we start, we like to say a couple words of prayer so we can start the meeting. Let's pray. Father God, we thank you for another day, another week that we just went through. We thank you for your favor, your wisdom, everything that you have done for us. And as we enter into this meeting right now, we ask you to please be with us and guide us and protect us. We thank you for all the blessings that you pour upon every single one of us on this platform. We thank you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. So Mr. Matthew Daniel, you have the floor right now to go over everything so our members can understand and where we are and how we're going to get to where we want to be. You have the floor right now.
Oh, there we go. You guys should be able to hear me now.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Seth, for the introduction, and pleasure for if you guys can hear me now, just to be clear, right?
Yes.
We hear you loud and clear.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, everybody. My name is Matthew Daniel. I'm the sales director with FUNDX Capital, also known to you guys as UBETS. First, again, thank you for the words of prayer said, especially on a Sunday. And I wanted to thank everybody here for joining us on a Sunday. We really appreciate your time and energy and efforts put into joining us on this journey. So as you guys are new to hearing my name, I figured it'd be best to give you guys a little bit of my background. Again, my name is Matthew Daniel. You're going to be hearing a lot more of me as this project's moving forward. I've traditionally come from a private investor background as an entrepreneur myself. I've been in the private equity market for the last 10 years, been inside of crowdfunding, kind of a crossover into crypto. Traditionally I come from funding models using public solicitation in traditional securities markets. And knowing that market space extremely well, I knew that we could utilize this new form of soliciting a business in crypto like nobody was doing. So I crossed over from the private securities market, and I've been doing crypto for the last 6 years. And since then, I've raised over $300 million across all different marketplaces in crypto. I had the opportunity of meeting Sed and the team, and was extremely drawn to this project. My main draw of this project is, how Sed and the founders structured this business, what it's meant for, what the opportunity is really created for the people. And, you don't hear that in business very often. There's always an underlining or, the fine print, but this company, really, there wasn't that. This company is really created for everyone to seize an opportunity utilizing cryptocurrency and blockchain, to alleviate debt for homes. And where we are in today is it's a huge need worldwide, not just in the United States. And that's also what's very exciting for this is it's completely decentralized, right? So we'll be able to help people worldwide as we're getting this thing. So I'm so happy to be a part of this team and getting started. Things are moving very, very quickly. And we have a really amazing future together, and I'm glad to be with all of you. So that's something I'm very excited about in 2020, getting into 2021 here. So as far as marketing, we have put in a huge effort. As everybody knows in business, marketing and sales, they all go together. And where we're at as far as the business is really focusing on marketing to create, obviously, a presence for our company, to start creating data, to start creating evaluation, to start creating a community. We're focused on all those things. And the channels that we're currently using, for those that aren't familiar, we're using a lot of the traditional channels such as Telegram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. We're using all of those stations. We've grown substantially over the last month. I believe our numbers have gone from 35,000. We're headed up north of 90,000 followers. And again, we're just getting started. And for everybody that's already a part of what we're doing, I mean, that's going to be huge for you. You guys were ground floor members. And where you're at with your coin, if you're a coin holder, as those people come in, they'll be purchasing the coin at a higher price, and we'll get to on how that makes sense for you guys now and in the future. As far as social channels, one other channel that we're really, really focusing on is YouTube. And I hope you guys are following us and you're starting to see we're putting out weekly videos and sometimes 2 videos a week, where we want to make sure people take in information in all different ways, right? So we want to put it out, and you can read it in the morning with your coffee, you can read it off a blog, quickly headlines, or you can watch a video. So that's important for us. So however you like to read the updates on what we're doing, that information is available for you. And then also for new people, as we're putting out more press so they can understand what we're doing and the way that they like to sink in the information. We're working very hard and diligently on making sure that we're providing in all different forms. So please, if you're not following us on YouTube or all of these other social channels, please make sure you do find us on there. Again, we do have a corporate social channels, which are under Funder One Capital. And then, more so for our coin holders, you can find us under UBETS currently. So make sure, again, you are following us on all those stations, and definitely follow us on YouTube, because again, we're going to be putting out promo videos. We're going to be putting out investor videos, interview videos, as we're bringing in new advisors, new people from real estate, people that are learning about this program, and we're working together to extend our networks with new people we're bringing in. Make sure you're following us there. So that's going to be really important for you guys to find out more information on what we're doing. Some of the other things that we're covering on these videos, is that we will be covering in the future here is obviously exchange updates. Currently right now, as you guys know, we are on Binance DEX. And I'll get into the reasons why we are listed on Binance DEX and all the amazing things to come there. So we'll be providing videos on how Binance DEX works. I know there's some questions that come across the last week on how they can use Binance DEX. So we'll be putting out videos to make it very clear on how to do that, user-friendly videos. Also, the benefits, obviously, not everybody knows, a lot of people are new to crypto, right? So I was new at crypto myself, 5 years ago. So doing my first trade, it's there's no handbook to it. So we will be making a handbook to it. So, it's really easy for you guys to do it. So that's, again, some things that we're working on content-wise, because we want everything to be easy for our users. That's number one priority for us as that goes. So, and then we'll be providing investor updates and housing updates, of course, as we're continuing to close more deals. Some other things that we're working, as far as marketing goes, we're doing crypto distribution. As far as we're creating content, press releases, and we're pushing those to strategic channels in the crypto space, such as Bitcoin Talk, Steemit, Reddit, Mind, all of these different channels. If you guys are on all those channels, we are pushing out to all of those as well. We're doing about 125 different crypto stations with our press every week as well. And that's a huge effort by us. Again, creating more community, creating more awareness is going to be helping everybody with this company. Obviously, directly helping the growth of this company and creating more value to the coin holders as you guys are right now. So that is an ever-growing process for us. As we're starting at 120 PR distributions a week, and we'll probably be doubling that each month as we continue to go here. So huge effort by us, and we're going to continue to do that. So I was mentioning, the way that we listed on Binance DEX. So we listed on Binance DEX for quite a few reasons. Me being, in the crypto space from a marketing background, being on Binance DEX from a marketing standpoint is ginormous. I mean, for those that aren't familiar with, Binance as a whole, between all of their exchanges that Binance has, they have about 1.5 to 2 billion with a B dollars of daily volume a day across their exchanges. And they're the most reputable exchange. They're one of the easiest ones to use. And one thing that they offer is the highest quality of security. And they're proof of that, rather than just saying it. If your accounts are hacked on Binance, they're the first exchange to replace your money, like a FDIC insurance. They are the first exchange to provide that. That was a huge step for the crypto space, and they're the first to do it. And we will be using that as a trading platform. So it's nice to know that your investment, your money is secure on there by utilizing Binance DEX. So for us, having those tools and notoriety available, that's all public information, that will allow us to go to institutions and make it very easy answering of questions of security, knowing that they are the utmost highest quality of security. So as we're raising more money, we have that as a selling point for us. And that is second to none, because there is no other exchange doing that. So as far as being on, from a security purpose, that's important. From a usability standpoint, the interface is easy for people to use. And again, for people that aren't familiar, they've traded for the first time, we will be producing videos on how to use the exchange. And then as far as Binance goes, the volume is huge. So that's one thing that we're taking advantage of. But also is all of their exchanges. Now, Binance has Binance DEX. The next step for us will be Binance US, and then of course, Binance.com. So we are taking the appropriate steps to make sure that we are utilizing all of their exchanges, and it does start with Binance DEX. And so that's a very strategic move for us. And it also puts us in a leadership space by being on all of those three exchanges, because, and we're starting to witness this now that we're listed on Binance DEX, is we're having other exchanges, offer us to be a part of theirs, which was strategic for us to be placed on this exchange. So, so that's really important for us. So, in moving forward, we will be monitoring all these exchanges, making sure that we are taking care of the price, making sure that the volume is there, and making everybody comfortable with everything moving forward. So, so that was a very strategic move for us, again, and getting on Binance DEX. And we are so very proud of being on there. Our next exchange that we're getting on currently right now is Probit. Probit, for those that aren't familiar, it is the largest exchange in South Korea. For those that aren't familiar with, crypto as an entire market, about 80% of volume from all the exchanges across the globe come from Southeast Asia. So it was important for us to be over there and put our staple, our flag in that area. And we're working very closely with some partners over there and becoming a firm partner with them. There was some slight hiccups from a technology standpoint that we are ironing out currently right now, and we are looking forward to getting things moving with them over the next couple of days. So that'll be our second exchange that we will be listed on. And again, the volume that Probit offers, not quite as big as Binance, but no complaints. They're doing about $700 million of daily volume. So, I mean, it's just incredible how much these exchanges are doing a day. And we're very happy and lucky to be a part of that as a company. So it doesn't stop there. These are the first exchanges that we are on. And we're going to continue to list on other exchanges to create opportunity, to create growth, to create bigger communities, and for our coin holders, obviously, to create liquidity. So that's the name of the game here. Well, part of the game, and what we put together as a platform. And we're picking and choosing our fine spots to make sure that we are taking care of you guys as far as what is the best exchanges to be on. So I'm getting back to some marketing here. If you guys haven't been following our stations, we had an interview with a CNN reporter, Jane King, and was also televised on live TV. That was a big promotion for us. That they have an audience of over 2 million viewers. That was a big part of us promoting the company, and we're very proud of that. Excuse me. And we're going to continue to do unique public press like that as we move forward. And as soon as hopefully Corona's over, or COVID will be over sooner, we'll be back in that NASDAQ building where we'll be doing interviews directly with them at that building as we plan to do so. We'll be continuing to promote things. Again, an amazing, unique business opportunity for everybody that's a part of it. My job moving forward is to create the value of this coin, and every single day our team is working hard to do so. So make sure you hold on to those coins, because by the end of the year, UBETS will be the most trending, hottest crypto in the marketplace. I'm really much looking forward to this journey together, and going through this with you. And we are really on to something that nobody's ever done. Again, I've been in the crypto space personally for 8 years, but in business for the last 6 years. I've come across dozens and dozens of real estate projects that they try to do a form of crowdfunding, and it doesn't work because it's not the right model. This is the right model, and it's an opportunity where the coin holders make money, the business makes money, the investors make money, and obviously we're shaking up the entire real estate landscape, where we can hopefully make a lot of noise and change the way things are done. And it all started right here with FUNDX UBETS. So I very much look forward again to working with you guys moving forward. And if you guys have any questions as far as marketing or exchange or moving forward, anything to do with the coin, I'll be happy to answer them for you. So I very much appreciate everybody's time.
So thank you very much for those updates, Matthew. I believe there's some questions, and I don't know if I should have them directed towards you or towards Ms. Celestin, but I'm gonna go and throw out a couple out here. We have one person that asked that they said they signed up with $500 and they haven't added more funds since the last fall. And the person said and they would like, I guess they would like to have the opportunity to restore their account and be active again. So if you were one of the early adapters of the platform, how do you go ahead and basically have your account become active again?
Yeah, so they were early stage coin holders, and for some reason their wallet was deactivated. Am I understanding that correctly? Was that the question, or did they close their wallet? I guess because there's a couple of ways we can figure this out with them. Obviously, did they specify?
I didn't get any specificity on that. Basically, I'll read it again. It says, I initially signed on with the $500. I have not added more funds since last fall. Do I still have the opportunity to restore my account and be active again? That's the question.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If they have their wallet, okay, if the wallet is active, please make sure, just check your wallet and make sure that you have the coins in there. Otherwise, do provide us your email. We can look into that, and by adding more funds, if you'd like to purchase more crypto, there's a couple of different ways. So what I would recommend is give us your email. First, check your wallet. Make sure that you have your wallet filled with the coins. If there's an issue with that, we'll work with you to double check on our system so we can put them in your wallet if they were never sent across, which I know our system sends it right away, so they should be there. And as far as adding how to do that.
Okay, great. So you ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's go for it.
So yeah, I think we have some people that are having issues on the website when they sign up on FUNDX. Okay. So they basically said when you, it says it has been almost a year since FUNDX came about, but when you click on get started, you sign up and it tells you to see your email to continue. And I guess this person has not received any email. So what should the person do if they're not getting any email in the sign-up process?
Yeah, so number one, unfortunately, sometimes domains based on your email application that you use, it may be going to your spam folder in some cases. So do check your spam folder because you should be receiving an automatic email going there to set up the account. Other than that, we have checked our system about 2 weeks ago. We did a system audit, and the automatic email was working accordingly. But again, if there's for whatever some issue, very rarely, again, depending on what type of email application you're using, sometimes it may not make it ever to your inbox. And unfortunately, I've been on that side of it as well. So you may want to try another email. If it's not hitting your spam, and again, if not, put your email in the chat, and we'll be happy to contact you directly and kind of walk you through that process.
Okay. Next question. Actually, this is a comment, but I just wanted to share it with you and everyone else. It basically says the videos are great, good information. So I know you were involved in that, so kudos. Let's keep that up. The next question is, when will the coin start trading on Binance? Okay, I think you.
Yeah, sorry, I unmuted myself. Yeah, I muted myself. So the question was, when will the coins be trading on Binance? We are going to be opening up trading on there very soon here. We are coinciding that with our Probit launch. So be on the lookout for that in the next about week or two. We'll be making an announcement there. So that's going to be a very exciting time for all of us.
Okay. So the next question is along the same line, but it's basically asking when will UBET coins be listed on all the major exchanges, such as Coinbase and so forth?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, and we're working diligently on that. Excuse me. There's a process for getting on the big guys like Coinbase, right? So the way that we have to do that is, what is it? You have to crawl before you run. So we passed the crawl part now. So now we're walking, right? We've listed on Binance DEX. We're listing on Probit. And we're looking at listing on another exchange or two here in the next 2 or 3 weeks, right? So once we get on all those exchanges, then that'll allow us to start getting on, Coinbase, Binance US, Binance.com, KuCoin, Huobi, a lot of these other big exchanges. But there's a process in it, and sometimes you don't want to rush it, right? We want to make sure that we are marketing demographically for each of these exchanges, right? Because that's the beauty of crypto is, each of these top exchanges, they do have a demographic. Coinbase is worldwide, but it's mainly US. I mean, it's a US exchange. They're in New York, right? So, we want to make sure when we're ready to deploy on Coinbase that, we have institutions lined up. We have a certain marketing ploy put out for them. So right now we have Binance DEX decentralized. We're doing Southeast Asia, and then next we'll be coming back to the US. We have a couple of exchanges that we're talking with right now. I don't want to I don't want to give it away yet. I want to make it a major announcement, but we are looking at working with another U.S. exchange here very shortly. So keep an eye out for that. But we are working on getting on all those top exchanges here before we're hitting 2021. We'll be working on that.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So I'm gonna keep going. So I just want to mention this. The questions we're taking only in the chat room only, as I announced at the beginning of the meeting. And there's a reason for that. It allows us to streamline, because already I'm seeing several questions that are being repeated. It makes it easier for us to streamline the questions and properly channel it to Daniel or to set so that we can be effective on time. Otherwise, we could be repeating the same questions, and I know you want all your questions to be answered. Okay. So our next question, I guess everybody's wants to know about Binance more. They want to know about trading. What are the steps to trade on Binance? You know, what's the time frame in which they will start trading and so forth? You know, well, not to trade on Binance, but to trade UBET on Binance.
Yes, of course. So as far as how to trade on it, I'm going to be making a video on how to take the steps. You guys already have wallets, right? So I'll probably make 2 videos, one for the existing holders on how to take their coins. There's going to be something called a swap, right? So you can take your coin, swap it so that you can use what we call a BNB coin on Binance. So I'm going to make a video and show you exactly how to do that in the next week. Okay, so you guys will understand all the steps there. As far as I mean, I guess that's really the question, right? So again, we're looking at about 2 weeks for us to getting that process going. We've just been running some audits on Binance, really making sure everything's working properly. So we're gearing up to really start opening up that trading for our members. And we're right at that point. So just sit a little bit tight here over the next 2 weeks. And as we want to put out the content for you so that you can, again, this will be a seamless process for you. So let us work on that, get it together. So this will be an easy experience for everybody.
Awesome. Great. So also for those of you, I think somebody put their email in here, but that was something I was going to mention at the end. But since somebody put their email in here, I will bring that up. If you're not getting email from UBETS, okay, because you should be receiving the emails. If you're not receiving the email from UBETS on the announcements, please give us your name and email in the chat room. Make sure you mention it so you could be on our list, because that's why you're not receiving it. If you're on our list, you will be receiving emails from us. Okay. So next question. People want to know, when are we going to close? People want to know how the closings are going. When are we going to close and so forth? Do you have any updates or thoughts on that?
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't bring it up. Yeah, no, this is Said and I are working on some huge closings right now, guys. We are talking with some major investors this coming week. We've already started the paperwork last week and submitted. We're looking at some private investors that we're bringing in upwards of 100 million plus. So this is a huge deal for us as we're kind of creating a kind of an institutional partner model. And that's going to really start satisfying a lot of our members moving forward. So we are also diligently working on that, making sure, again, there's this, we're moving everything forward. So, next week, we hope to have some news there as we're starting to close some significant money into this business to start closing more of these projects for you guys. So that is a big announcement we're looking to make here very shortly.
Okay, great. So here's a question. Is this an ICO?
Yeah, great question. We are not doing an ICO. Excuse me, guys, allergies over here. Yeah, we are currently not doing an ICO. We're looking at this. We're calling it more of a private sale. per se, right? We are not doing a huge, a push to do a initial offering. This company's already raised money early on, so that's not what we're doing. We are really building an ecosystem. We're focused on building an ecosystem to support our coin holders now. That's where we're at as far as business goes. So we're not really looking to raise direct capital to support the ecosystem. We're doing that now. The money that we're raising is to support the other side of the business, which is funding the homes, right? So that is what we're focused on right now. So to answer the question, we are not doing an ICO. We're doing a private sale. So look for some announcements coming here. Actually, I think we started announcing it last week. We're doing some discounting in this round of private sales. And I believe we're doing a 15% bonus coming up here this week for people that are looking to start collecting some more UBETS. So thank you.
Awesome. Awesome.
Now, one of the things, if I can add something to the ICOs, the reason why we don't do ICOs is because when you do ICOs, you have investors that bring funds to the platform. Now, those investors, they have a stake on your property, you see, which means they have an ownership stake on your house. We don't. So that's why not doing ICO is a plus for us as a organization, because we don't, each property is separate, which means you own your house. This is your house. Nobody else has interest on that particular house, you see? And that's why the deal that we made with the investors is that we give them 30% on their investment. It's clear, it's separate, it's away from your house, so nobody can touch your house. You cannot see or have anybody knock on your door and say, hey, I have interest on your particular house. That's not gonna happen. But when you have like a crowdfunding type project, like an ICO, which means you raise funds. When you raise funds for the token. So every penny has to go towards those projects. So every single project that we use the funds for, wherever the investors are, because usually it's different investors, because somebody come with $1,000, somebody come with $1 million, somebody come with $2 million. That's the way ICO works. So we need to understand that. And from day one, we are always talk about that. We do not want to do ICOs, period. It's for your best interests.
Awesome. Awesome. So to continue down the list, okay, I guess then this might be related to the previous question you answered, Matthew. Basically, it says, I can't figure out how to log on to my account. And the person gave their wallet information and their name and so forth. So we'll address that privately. But what we want to do, at least give the general information on the information on accessing your account. So would that be the video? Would that address the video you're going to create, Matthew?
Yeah. I mean, obviously that's something that's coming up repeatedly, and we're aware of that, right? So yeah, so we'll be making a general video again for people that have an existing wallet. We'll show them how to go through the process, and for people that are completely new, that are joining us and are hearing about us, we'll make a video for that as well. But again, we will reach directly out to you to make sure you're not having issues with that. Well, you should be able to access your wallet now. So it could be user error. It could be, technology. We'll figure it out with you. So just sit tight. We'll respond to your email. So thank you for putting that in the comments for us.
Okay, great. And next question is, do we have...
I can add this to it.
Sure.
I can add something to this. That's why we tell our members, it is extremely important when they use that email address, that phone number, and the name, they have to make sure that's the one that they use every single time as they go into their account. And the password is important for them to put aside, because if they miss or lose their password, they're not going to be able to get in. Now, if you were part of Bitcoin or Ether or any of those coins, the second that you lose your password, you lose everything. You don't have access to nothing without your password. Now, since we have a different type of platform, we are there to fund projects, you see? So there's more relationship between you and us. That's why we are able to go and send that information, like your name, your full name, the name that you use, the phone number that you use, the email address that you use, to the developer. So the developer can go to the back office and retrieve that, or he can create a new password for you. And then what he will do is send that new password to you so you can change it, because nobody wants to have your password. You are the only one who should have that password for your account. So it is important for you guys, when you open that account, to put that information in a safe place. That way we don't have that issue.
Okay, great. Thank you. So, and there's quite a few questions here on real estate and being able to purchase properties. I think we talked about that. We could expand on that a little bit later on. But next question is, do we have a mobile app yet?
No, we don't. And I think, Matthew, we're working on one. Matthew can probably give a little bit more detail on that, if this is something that we can see in the near future, but otherwise, right now, we're not working on one.
Okay, great. Next question. Can we transfer account from my CryptoX bank to Binance?
You want to answer that, Matthew?
Yeah. So the answer is yes, absolutely. You will be able to do that. And again, that'll be part of the video that we're showing you guys how to do that. So to answer your question short and easy, yes, you will be able to do that shortly.
Okay, great.
Of course, that will be with the bridge. Remember, Matthew is working on a bridge, so we can go from my CryptoEX bank or whatever wallet that you have in the platform to Binance. That's the only, because you have to have a bridge, because remember, Binance is a decentralized exchange. That's what DX stands for. So you have to transfer from one wallet to another. You have to have that bridge that can make that connection.
Right.
Okay. Next question. What are the pairings with UBETS on Probit?
Great question. Yeah, so we are paired with both BTC Bitcoin and ETH Ethereum. Those are the two pairings that we're rolling out with first.
Okay. And our next question is, can new participants still purchase the coin? And if so, where's the best place to go and at what value?
Yes, so you can participate by purchasing. We have some orders currently on Binance DEX. There are some orders that are on there currently right now that you can buy at. That would be the most highly recommended place. So you open a trust wallet with Binance DEX, and you'll be able to purchase UBETS directly on there.
Okay, great. So the next question is somewhat specific, but I'm going to ask you to answer it in a general manner. It's, what is the UBETS rates for today? If we have a problem trading UBETS in Binance, will it be someone? Will someone be able to help us? So I guess specifically, I guess today's rate, you could, it's more to know how to go check the rates on a daily basis or whenever they want to check it. That's the way I would rephrase that question.
Yeah, sure. So for everybody that's not familiar, you can go to Binance.org. Binance, like finance, but Binance.org. And then you'll be able to click on exchange at the top menu. And then our token currently is called a BEP8 exchange. So then you hit exchange, and then it drops down, and then it hits BEP8. You click there, and then from there there'll be they call it the tickers, right? So like a stock exchange, the tickers are on the left side, and you're gonna scroll down on the left side. They're in alphabetical order until you hit U, right? For UBETS.
So Matthew,
Yes.
Matthew,
Yes.
why don't we do this? Let me be the person asking the questions, and you walk me through the screen on the steps you're describing now. How's that?
Yeah, the screen went quiet. What do you want to do?
Do you see the screen?
Perfect.
You do?
Perfect.
Okay, so I am at Binance.org. I've never been there before. I have no clue what I'm doing.
Yep.
Please walk me through it. I want to know how to check the value right now.
Yep. So you're going to click exchange at the top, and then
right here.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. And then you're going to go to BEP8.
BEP8. Oh, that's the one in the middle. Okay.
That's
it says many tokens, right? Is that right?
That's accurate. Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So I am there now, and it says, "Oh, it's asking me questions." I guess I could read this and click "I understand."
That's
and I'm done. All right. So now, what am I looking at?
And then on the left side, right now we're like overwhelmed with information, right? Now it gets.
I'm in over my head right now, man.
Yeah. So what we want to do, so on there, right where your mouse is, those are called the different tickers. Those are the different coins. So if you scroll down, or you can type in the search. You could put UBETS. You'll find us there.
So I scrolled down. I think I just saw UBETS right here. UBETS
Right there.
/BNB.
Yes, sir.
Okay. But if I don't want to do all that, I could go in here and type in the search and type UBETS, right?
There it is. Perfect.
And then once I click on UBETS, oh, look at here.
Yes.
So today's value is, let's see here.
On the right side. Oh, there you go. There's today's value. $260.
$260 right here. Awesome.
260.31.
260.31. Thank you. Thank you.
That's the now. That's not just today. That's the now value.
Yeah, that's currently.
Right.
Yeah.
That's currently right now. So that means 5 minutes later it can go up, it can go down. But as of this moment, it's 260.31. Is that right?
Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So, is that it? Anything more I need to do to know the value, or that's it?
That's it, man. That's can't get any more clear than that. Man,
that's you know. That was not that hard, man. I thought it was gonna be a little harder than that. All righty, so let's go to the next question. Okay, give me one quick second here. I lost my questions. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so let me go back a little bit because there's a lot of questions in here. I'm trying to go through them. We're doing good on time. I guess it's 6:55, so we're doing good on time. Okay, so okay. I'm sorry. There's a whole lot of questions. This keeps popping up. I'm gonna ask them until it sinks in. You know, when will the home loan program begin?
I couldn't hear.
Home loan program.
When will the home loan program begin?
Okay, number one is not a home loan. We do not do loans. We fund projects peer-to-peer on the smart contract in blockchain, which means we tokenize the property, we create the liquidity, and then we eliminate the debt. Which means if you were to purchase or you already have a house, at the end of the closing, your house is clear of debt. Why? Because we tokenize it, we create the liquidity, we eliminate the debt. That's why we are working right now with different exchanges so we can create more liquidity. Because one exchange It's not that they cannot help us, but the type of volume that we already have right now, in order for us to satisfy or help all the members that we have, we need to have a lot of exchanges so we can create more liquidity. And that's why we're talking about last week, we're gonna be signing with LA Token, and some of you probably already heard of them. And we're already on Probit, and we're already on Binance. And we're moving forward towards applying or signing up more exchanges on our platform, because that will allow not only our investors, because number one, our investors, we want to make sure that they can create their liquidity and they can move on or reinvest the money on the platform. But the key is we have the investors, then we have the members, because after they close or they fund their projects, they still have UBETS on their account. Those UBETS, they can go, like we're gonna sign up with Costco, Sam's Club, you have BJ's, we have all those high-end back stores that we're gonna be signing up with them, so our members can go not only buy food, they can buy furniture, they can buy different things. And as we go, of course, we're gonna go to different platform on that. But for now, that's the plan that we have. So again, there's no loan. It's a non-recourse funding program. That's what we call it. And there's no debt, because when we tokenize the property, we eliminate the debt. Now, you mentioned earlier as far as closings. We have 2 closings, and we just closed one last month, also in Florida. And we have a list of them that we're working on this week to close. That's the plan. And Matthew is the key, working on that for us with the investors. I don't know if Matthew, you want to say anything more than what I said?
No. Yeah, no, I mean, you know, that's something that we're working on every week, right? Part of marketing is we are marketing directly to both crypto, excuse me, what's the word I'm looking for? High net worth crypto investors. And then we're also working with private angel real estate institutions as well. So we are in contact with several dozen of them currently right now. We're going through a vetting process, and the big one that we have on the table right now, again, is something that we're looking at over 100 million right now. So that's what we're working diligently on right now. And but we don't stop there. We never put all our eggs in one basket. We'll continue to grow that fund with more institutional investors, which are right now doing due diligence on our program. So, you know, exciting things looking to come here very shortly.
Okay, great. So, what I noticed is there are some people that are raising their hands. As we stated from the very beginning, we're taking the questions through the chat room so that we can more quickly go through them, because as you may have already noticed, some people are asking the same questions. The reason I brought up that question as I did is so for the clarification that Seth just made. We do not do home loans. We fund projects. Okay. So we want to make sure everybody understands, because this is new, this is different, so that everybody understands it. So if you raise your hand, I'm just gonna keep lowering it. So don't waste your energy, because it interferes with managing the channel. But make sure you enter a question in the chat room. Okay. So next question. Okay, and this is Dummy J coming again. What is the name of the YouTube channel? And if you want to walk me through, you know, I'll put up the web, and you walk me through how do I get on the channel.
Yeah. Can you share your screen for us?
Yeah, go ahead. Walk me through it.
Oh, awesome. Perfect. Now let's,
Okay.
you're already at YouTube. You beat me there. So yeah, so let's go to youtube.com.
YouTube.com. Okay. I'm at youtube.com.
So, and then what we're going to do, you're going to type in UBETS.
I type UBETS.
Yeah. And then.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Mm-hmm.
couple of ways you can do it. You can click on the video. If you click on any of the videos, which you can see, we have many, many videos. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see you'll see your token right there on the left side.
Right.
And then if you click on that, that'll take you directly to our station.
Okay.
So there you go. So here's all our
There we
videos.
go.
If you want to see all our videos, then you can click right to the below right of the token, and you'll see the tab. You'll see the tab videos. Right where it says home, right under the token, you'll see videos on the tab, right there. If you click videos, it'll show. There's all the videos that we have for now. And again, we're going to be having dozens and dozens more coming here, guys. So make sure you're following that.
Okay. Now, a quick little note. When I first clicked into this, there was 99 people subscribed. There was 99 subscribers. And right after going back and clicking again, I see there's 101. So kudos for walking me through this. Thanks to you, 2 other people have already signed up, okay, and subscribed. So what does that mean when I subscribe to YouTube? Does it make a difference to me, or what's the importance of being a subscriber to YouTube, or to the channel?
Yeah, great question. So when you subscribe, you will be pushed the video to your feed station when we put out a new one. If you see the little bell to the right of subscribe, you see that little bell?
That one here, right?
If you click that bell, then you'll be notified when we put out a new video. So as soon as I hit print on YouTube, we come out with a new video on your cell phone, on your computer, on your iPad or Samsung. They have so many devices. Whatever you have, it'll notify you that there's a new video out right there at that moment. So if you really want to know when our video just came hot off the press, which I recommend you do, make sure you click that bell and you'll be notified instantly when the new video comes out.
Awesome. And I'm sure Seth will appreciate that. I'm subscribed to the Lakers YouTube channels, and whenever something is happening with the Lakers, I get that immediately. They just won, and if I'm in a meeting, I get, yeah, the Lakers just won. So that means that if I'm subscribed to this channel, whenever you post a new tutorial on how to do something with UBETS, or there's a new announcements and things of that nature, any new video, the minute that you put it out there, that means I'll get it just like I get my Lakers information, right?
Just like that. Just like, ESPN giving you a new article, YouTube is going to put out the new articles and you'll get the notification instantly. So yes, thank you.
Awesome. That is great. Oh, here we go again. It was 101 before, now it's 108. So people are listening and they're following through. So let's keep following through on this. So let me go ahead to the next question. Give me 1 second. Let me put up the chat questions here. Trying to get back to the last question. So we have a few people that go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, while you're looking it up, guys, guess what? We're going to be putting this recording up on YouTube too, so you guys can rewatch it over there. So again, make sure you keep subscribing so you have all the content. Thank you.
Okay. So the last question is okay, we have so some questions I'm seeing that are a little personalized. So what we'll do is, and correct me if I'm wrong, or I'll throw that question at you, Matthew, and Sid. If there are questions that are personalized, okay, how should we process these questions? Some people are talking about, they put so much they need help with this and that, or they're going directly into their issues. So how will we answer? How will we address these questions?
Yeah, I think if it's something specific to a certain experience that they're having, I think we should use a general email. Sid, what is our info email that we're using for inquiries? What is our general email?
It's info@fundoone.com.
So again, let's maybe we should put info. I'll put it in the chat, right? So info at funder1.com said, is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I don't know, actually, you might have to put it in there for me. I think mine's showing.
Okay.
Is
Yeah,
that
I'll go ahead and put it in.
Yeah, so put it there, and then we can get those to the most appropriate person, either technology, you know, a wallet, or whatever the question is. If it's something specific, then yeah, please do submit it to that email, and then we can respond, you know, within 24 hours accordingly with the right person. Okay.
Okay. I just sent it out. Everybody should see.
Perfect. There it is.
Okay. You see it?
I see it. Yeah, it's great.
Okay. Great. Awesome. So let's continue. So the next question is, someone wanted to know about appraisal. Okay, so they're scheduled to close in November, and what they want to know is, yeah, let me see the question slip after I hit enter. Yeah, every time I move, then the questions come right back up. Okay, so here it is. Someone wants to know, I would like to know who to connect with in regard to doing my appraisal. I'm scheduled to close in November and would like to have everything in order before my closing date.
Okay, I can answer that question. Now, that particular person can deal directly with the person that introduced them to the platform. Or we have an email address that they need to upload that appraisal and the inspection, because we're not looking just for the appraisal. We need also the inspection. So they can go to ubettoken19@gmail.com. That's where they upload the appraisal and the inspection, and then the funder will pick it up from that email address, and they get a file for them, and that way they can proceed. So once they have that in all ordered documents,
I think Seth froze there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the next question, I can answer that one because I had mentioned it at the very beginning. So the next question is, are we going to have the Zoom meeting on a regular basis? So we're able to get anyone updated as we are moving forward. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, that we will have this meeting at least once a month. Is that correct, Matthew?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's going to be imperative and extremely important for us. So guys, yeah, make sure you mark it on your calendars. We'll be updating you. We'll try to keep it on a normal basis, calendar date, but we'll be working it out internally to make sure we're producing these once a month. Again, if you guys are, I mean, you'll be getting the updates again with the you know, the weekly videos we're putting out on the channel, but you know, look, you know, when I joined this company, again, it was important for me to create an environment where everybody feels like they're a part of it, because you guys are, right? We want to speak directly to you guys as well. So that's why we're doing this. And yeah, so once a month, please do join us, where eventually we will, you know, start opening these up verbally too, as we're getting a little bit more used to this Zoom meeting format that we're doing here. So thank you guys for your patience.
Okay. And this question, I think you've already answered it, but it's presented in a different format, so I'll go ahead and ask it. Is there a backlog, and how big is it? And I'm assuming the backlog is on funding projects. So if you could address that. I think we addressed it already, but go ahead.
So I'll have Seth answer that. That's his category, and I think we lost him.
Okay. So when he gets back in, we'll have him come back to that. So you could put a pin in that question. I will go to the next question. And I see some of the same questions popping up. So your video on how to get into your wallet is going to be important. Because I've seen several of these questions, and somebody saying I'm an existing wallet. I have an existing wallet account. When can I start to do the process to closing after I have all the coin required for the house I want? That's the question.
Yeah. So again, that's going to be on the housing side. That's SED's expertise as far as crypto and the coin works, marketing, exchange questions. That's going to be where I'm suitable. So I have to wait for Mr. Celestine to come back there.
Okay. And there's several questions along that line because I guess people are excited to close. So I'll wait till Sid comes back and he could address that. Again, I guess people want to see this video. So like you mentioned before, it's going up on the YouTube channel. Is that because people want to have this video available?
Yeah. We're currently working on that now, and it'll be up this week. So guys,
okay.
Just again, click that bell and subscribe, and you'll be notified instantly when that's done.
Okay, awesome. I think Stead is back, and I'm trying to get him back up here. So 1 second. All right. So Stead, are you back with us?
Yes.
Okay. So there were some questions people had related to one of them was do we have a backlog? I'm assuming the backlog in terms of getting deals closed. So if you could go ahead and answer that.
Well, we don't want to call it a backlog, you see, because like Matthew just mentioned, he's working with the investors. And we have some other investors that we're working on, besides the one that Matthew is working with. And we should be starting actually closing this week. We have some files that already been signed, docs or signed last week. And we are going forward with funding right now. So just like anything else, and Matthew eloquently mentioned it, and we're working with the investors. The investors are asking us to do different things, like we need to be on Binance because it's one of the major exchange. We need to be on another large exchange, which is Probit. Now we're on Probit. They want to see C3. Why? Because they bring in a lot of money. When you bring a lot of money, let's say this investor bring in, like we have one that was bringing around $21 million. And in 90 days, he's going to receive his ROI, they call it, or return on investment. Now, they don't want to have those UBETS in their wallet after the 90-day period, and then they cannot clear it, well, which means cash it out. So that's why we're getting in more exchanges, so we have more options, so they can go to any of those exchanges. That way, they can actually sell out the coins and come back and do it again. And that's the plan. Now, some of them, they want to wait for a year, which is a little bit different because some of them want cash. So we try to satisfy all parties. But at the same time, we are working with those investors based on what they ask us that they want. Because as you know, in blockchain, it's an open book, you see. Transparency is important. The investors want to know and see everything that's going on. And that's what we want to give to them, to let them know, hey, you can go here instead of going there. Or you can put some of it here, you can put some of it there. And within a timeline, let's say 30 days or something like that, they can actually sell everything that they have, you see? So that's what we're doing. And we want to close every single transactions that we have. Every client who's on board right now, the plan is to close them, you see? So that's what we're doing. But starting this week, based on conversation that we have with different investors, we should receive some funds to close the ones that we have that are ready to close.
Okay. We have a question along the same line. It says, what happens to the cash paid in exchange for UBETS coins?
Cash paid in exchange for, okay,
For UBETS
basically,
coin, that's the question.
okay. Number one thing, this platform is all about funding projects. Now, in order for them to participate, they need to either buy Bitcoin or Ether to purchase UBETS. It's that simple. Now, what we did from the start, we tried to help the members to get in because it would cost them a little bit for them to purchase Bitcoin or Litecoin and then to come in and buy UBETS. So that's why some of them, they use cash to do that. Now, where we're going right now is that everybody can go directly to Binance. They can go directly to Probit and buy UBETS. You see that? So once you buy UBETS, which means you own the assets, let's say some of them buy at different price. The one that started back last, let's say last year or year before last, some of them bought at 25 cents, just like when Bitcoin started in 2008. Some people bought it at 10 cents. In 2011, at 2017, we had 1.1 million millionaires in cryptocurrency. You see, for us as UBETS, some of the people that bought in more than 2 years and on, they bought at 25, or some bought at 50 cents, or bought at $1, $2, and all that. Now we can count over 800 millionaires on our platform, because right now we just went to Binance, we saw that the value of one Bitcoin is $260.31. Whereas those people they bought, or those members, they bought at 25 cents. You see that? So it is a great opportunity for everybody. Now, if I were to say, to mention what's going on in the market, a lot of people don't pay attention to that because some of them are working, they work on it from 9 to 5. In 2008, we have Amazon that came to the market. No, right now, Amazon made, if you were to invest in Amazon back in 2008, at the price that it was, the early investors, they made over 1,000% of whatever they invested at Amazon. And until today, Amazon doesn't own anything, you see, because they're just a technology company. We have Uber that came out also around 2007, 2008. But the early investors made over 1,000 times what they invested on Uber. And Uber doesn't own one car. You see, they made millionaires. Now, if I were to go back to Amazon, you see that Jeff Bezos actually has more money than Warren Buffett. This is something in our lifetime, this is not something that we would ever thought of. Why? Because the short period of time that Jeff Bezos made his money, his billions, from 2008 to now. Uber the same. These guys make billions of dollars in a very short period of time. In cryptocurrency, a lot of people made a lot of millionaires. Make millions in cryptocurrency within the same amount of time, because Bitcoin or cryptocurrency actually started in 2008. You see, we started way, further, 2017, 18. Now we have over 800 members, you see. So that's the trend. And we can count all kind of, we have Netflix, you have Tesla, we have all those kind of those businesses, or they came in within the market within the last, let's say, 12, 13 years, and they made millionaires. And that's, we're within the same group right now, we can say. And we have more to come, because the second that we start really fund, more properties we fund, guess what? since we are tokenizing the properties and creating liquidity, the value of UBETS, based on our expert, will go higher than Bitcoin. Why is that? Because we have a real asset behind us. We tokenize properties. How we tokenize it? We have number one thing that we do that nobody else does, even though there's other companies that do tokenization. Number one thing that we create something that they call a serial number. You know what can you do with a serial number? A serial number is something that we can use as to create something else, or to create instrument, for example. That's why we file all our projects in the courthouse, which is, we call it locally, county recorders. The number that they give us is we call it a serial number. That serial number is the one that we take to blockchain. You see that? So automatically, anybody on, I don't know if you guys know about the blue screen. If you go on the blue screen in Bloomberg, you can actually see this property. It's recorded because it shows in there with that security agreement that this property was tokenized and the amount of tokens that we created with that particular property. So we are dealing with real assets. So, and Bitcoin and most of the other cryptocurrencies out there, they only backed by technology. So which differ us from any other cryptocurrency or platform out there. So that's why we expect to be a lot more, or to be a lot more than Bitcoin, because we are backed by a real asset, which is basically real estate. So as far as closing, yes, we're working on closing. And I hate to say that, but we as reps with the company, we get paid when closings are made or done. I mean, if we don't close, we don't get paid, because that's how we do it. Can I hear you, Jack?
Thank you. Great. Awesome. So the next question is, when you is it going to cost the user to transfer from my crypto bank to Binance DEX?
Yes,
No.
That's why we said earlier, we're gonna have a bridge. With that bridge, they can go over, right, Matthew? Let you.
No. I think the question was, does it cost? Was that the question?
Yes. Is it going to cost the user to transfer from my crypto bank to Binance DEX?
No, there'll be no cost there. Yeah, and we'll make that process seamless for you guys. It'll literally be, I don't want to say click of a button, but it'll be like maybe like 3 or 4 clicks of a button, and it'll transfer for you. So we'll make that part real easy for you guys.
Okay, awesome. So the next question has to do with projects. It says, when will you let members know the right time to go out there and look for homes without risking losing money on escrow, appraisal, and inspection?
Good question.
Okay. That's a very good question. Now, one thing that we do for our members, if they were to lose, or they think they lose anything on with escrow or deposit, appraisal, inspection, and all. Now, the promise that we made to our members is that they're not going to lose anything, which means if you were to lose, a deposit fund for whatever reason it didn't close, we're going to give them credit in UBETS for that amount, which means that amount will be added to their account, you see? So they're not going to lose anything, you see? Now, as far as closing, again, right now we're working with the investors, and I can personally say that we're a lot closer than further. Right, Matthew? Because
Yeah,
like Matthew indicated earlier, that we already have paperwork signed, and we already sent out the paperwork to the investor. And this particular investor promises that they want to come in with no less than $100 million.
Yeah, we're more closer and further along than we've ever been, right? So again, all these things, everything follows in place, guys. We're doing everything for for our own reasons, and then as far as a business, you know, getting on certain exchanges, you know, doing certain marketing, positioning ourselves because we know what's best for the company, but then also working with, you know, we call them our, you know, financial partners, but investors, you know, they have a set of due diligence as well that they're looking for in partnering with the company. And, you know, it's, you know, not all money is good money, as they say, right? So we're very critical on who we'd like to be a part of this company too, right? So both sides do due diligence. You know, we are starting to follow suit with somebody that we do like. They like us, so we hope to finish that handshake here next week and start the, you know, a huge tranche of money coming in here. But again, we're creating a process where we can duplicate this, and that's really going to start setting off this company. So it's in our best interest as well as yours to get these deals closed, guys. So we're all on the same page. We're all working together here to get this done as fast as possible. The more homes we close, the more money the business makes, the more coin holders come in, the more publicity we get. It only makes sense for everybody. So that's our priority. And we'll continue with updates as we hear more. So stay tuned.
Okay, great, great. Next question is an interesting one. Can I add someone on my account as beneficiary?
No, you can't. You know, crypto wallet is specifically made for an individual. What you can do is provide them the keyword phrases when you set up that account or access to that account. Okay, if I'm understanding the question correctly, if they're referring to coins in their wallet, you know, the way to do it is, again, is when you set up that account or you move the money over, or you're holding the coins in your wallet, you set up that wallet with key phrases and passwords. So the only way to set up a beneficiary is if you provide them the account, a password and phrase key match. So if in any case you needed to pass it down or something did happen to you, they would have access to that. I do the same thing, you know, when with my crypto, you know, my wife has access to all my crypto information and accounts, right? Because God forbid something did happen. I have my passwords, my phrases backed up on my computer. I have it on a hard drive. And I take it even a step further because, look, I've been in this space a long time. I back all that up and I put it in my safety deposit box. That way there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Everything's covered. I know it's safe. My account's safe. And, you know, if I were to give a foolproof method, that would be it. You know, back it up on your computer, put it on a hard drive, a separate hard drive, like a thumb drive, a USB drive, and then either a piece of paper or a replicated thumb drive, you can put that in your safety deposit box and then provide that information to your beneficiary.
Okay. Okay, great. So just wanted to announce everyone we are at 7:30. This meeting is scheduled to end at 8 o'clock. I have quite a few more questions, and I think Matthew Daniel and Seth Celestin are doing a great job answering the questions as quickly as possible. So there's a time to answer some more questions. So are you gentlemen ready for some more questions?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
We encourage questions. We love it.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going then. I tried to buy some UBET coin on Probit, but they don't allow me. What's the problem? So you can answer that. I think you answered that, but go ahead and address that question.
Yeah, we are dealing with a technical issue currently right now. In fact, in the next couple of hours here shortly. So we'll be correcting that with their exchange. So trading will start immediately. So that's being addressed right now. For people that they did see us listed on there, we are absolutely listed on Probit, but there is a technology issue that we are straightening up right now. And we will be putting up our announcements on all of our social networks as soon as those pairings hit that, they open up. So right now our accounts are on there, but they're just frozen until they fix their technical difficulties with their exchange. So unfortunately, we kind of got caught in the middle of that, but those will be corrected here hopefully tonight. So look for that tomorrow.
Okay, great. So that's connected to our original question of pairing. Is just that there's a problem with the pairing, but very shortly people should be able to buy UBET on Probit. Correct?
Yes, correct. Yes, that's accurate.
Awesome, awesome. Next question is, when can I trade my UBETs after my closing? I guess that's the next question.
Well, right now, we're still talking with the board to see how we can set it up, because like I mentioned earlier, we have those big box stores that we're working with to make sure that the members can go out there and purchase. And at the same time, as you all know, let's say if you were to open a bank account or saving or checking account with Bank of America or Wells Fargo, for example, they give you a limit that you can use per day, you see? But now in cryptocurrency, most likely it will be per month, you see? You're gonna have a certain amount that you can use. And that's why we have those big box stores. If you wanna use some of it, you can go out and do that. And we can help you in different things as far as using those coins. But the main thing is we don't want to have issues with our investors, because our investors are number one. Our investors are the one that's gonna keep us in business. So we need to keep those lines open for them to go in and do what they need to do. Now, let's say a member wants to go and trade and do whatever else they wanna do on our platform, which they have more interest to do that. What they would do, and they can open a separate account, and then they can use that to trade, for example. Now, on that particular account, they can do anything they want. But the one that we have to structure it where our investors can see, hey, everything is secure there. We're not going to have issues clearing our account, so we can come back again and invest. We have to keep that line open for them, because they are the one that helping us funding those projects. Without investors, just like the banks, it's the same thing. We do not reinvent the wheel. The banks, all of them, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, CDA, all of them, what they have a warehouse line of credit for several billions of dollars. And that's what they use to fund houses, cars, and project and anything that they do. They cannot use their money per regulations. So that's the same thing we do. We have investors that come in, they give us that line, and we can use it, we fund the project, but at the same time, we have to allow them or give them room for them to use those UBETs, or if they don't, if they want us to do it personally, we will do that for them. So at the time that we promise them that they will receive their funds can be available for them to use. Because number one thing is for you, the client, to have a home. After we tokenize it, we create the liquidity for you. You have a house with no debt. So the rest of it, we can work on that, so we can use the UBETs you have in your account, so you can do other things.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So somebody has a very simple question. So it costs $260 to buy one coin. How
That's
much
what it is on the market right now.
So to buy one UBET coin right now, it's $260.
Exactly, $260.31.
I think that was coming from our demo a little while ago, because we ended at 261. Yeah, $206.31. Yeah.
Jackie, if I may, I just wanted to be clear. You can buy fractions of coins, guys. So you don't have to buy a full coin. You can buy a fraction of a coin. So, again, if you're getting into this program and you want to start, either if you're trading or if you're getting into the program, start buying your coins slowly or at the pace that you can. And, that's how we've set up this program. So again, you buy at your own level, at your own rate. And when you're ready, we'll be ready for you guys. So let me just make that clear.
Okay. Now, one thing that I want to add to that, I want to add this to it. You see, the reason why this program, I was interested in that program specifically myself, is because the opportunity that they give us on the platform. let's say, for instance, if I want to go out there and purchase a house for $500,000, and the bank asks me for 10%, the requirement of the bank is for me to have the 10% in my account for 3 months. They don't give me no option. I have to have the money in my account, the whole 10% in my account for 3 months. If it's 5%, it's 5% for 3 months before, because I need to bring in the bank statement to show that I have the money in my account. Now, what we do is that we say, no, 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 that's not the way it should be. The client can come in, can start with $500 or any amount that they can start with. They can deposit it as they go. They can add money to the account every month, every week, every 2 days, every 3 days. Whatever time that it takes them is up to you. You see, once we have your funds complete, now we can go on and move on, and you can get the approval letter, and you can start looking for a house, and then you can finish the project. So we make it easy for the people, because we found out that the system is not really for the people. Because how many of us that have 10%, 15% in our account sitting, you see, depending on the price that you buy? A lot of people that I know as a mortgage banker, I know a lot of people used to come, well, I can't get it by. But that used to be then. You see, before 2008, that's the way it used to be. You can come in and say, okay, how much we have now? Okay, we're gonna try to close in 90 days or 60 days or 35 days, whatever. You need that amount to close. You see, you can do that. Nowadays, you have to have the money in your account for that period of time. So that's why we very different than the platform, and try to help the community so they know with us, they can take the opportunity and do better and still get the house that they're looking for or they want.
Okay. So we basically, it's 7:39. So we basically have about 15 more minutes. Now, what's going on is the questions I'm at about 7 p.m. There's been a lot of questions. Quite a few of them are personal, so those are going to have to be addressed outside of this meeting. But I am making sure we address the general ones so everybody can get as much for their time as possible. So we're going to spend the next 15 minutes to try to get through as many questions as we can. But know that if your questions was not answered, we'll find someone. I'm pretty sure Matthew and said we'll find some way to get you some answers. Okay, so you guys are ready for the next question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so somebody said, can you explain why the UBET coin is quoted at $2 on a general search, say on Live Coin Watch, versus the $260 in the Binance DEX?
On Live Coin Watch, I'm not familiar. So they're doing a Google search on the coin, and they're finding the price at $2 somewhere. Is that what they're saying?
Basically, that's what it's saying. They do a Google search, and I guess, and I don't have the Google search. I'm only reading the question, but I'm assuming that they do a search on Google, because it says $2 on a general search. So I'm assuming it's Google or you know, or some other.
Yeah, it's
browser.
probably another coin. It's not our coin, probably. You know, that would be the only reason that I would find that possible. Because again, currently right now, the only listing you guys should be paying attention to is the one that we're live on, right? So it doesn't matter what an article or anything else says, that is the current price on Binance DEX. So it's probably a different coin potentially that you're looking at, or maybe a piece of PR that, you know, somebody could have put out there, but it's definitely not from us. And I wouldn't be concerned about that article or whatever link that you're looking at. You should be paying attention to the exchange, because that's the actual value.
Okay.
And if I can add to that, at the exchange, we are not the one that type the price. That's the good part of it. We don't have nothing to do with that. The exchange is the one that posts the price based on what they have, because one UBETS equals to 10 BNB. So that's why whatever the BNB is, they multiply by 10. So it's pretty simple. We don't have nothing to do with that. So if you see the price on Binance DEX, that's what it is. And just like you're gonna see it on Probit, it's gonna be the same thing. The exchange is the one that can give you the right price. Anything else, we can say is not important to us. Well,
Okay. So basically, something else can be outdated or erroneous, but what the exchange shows, that's the actual value.
Correct.
yes, yes.
Okay. Next question: if my UBETS value is $300,000, what can the amount of real estate funding be valued for, or real estate funding be valued for?
Okay, that's a very good question. Okay, remember when you came to the platform, you said, for example, I want to buy a house for $500,000. And we told you that you need 10% of that. That doesn't change. The 10%, which is the requirement, which is the one that qualifies you to participate on the platform, remains the same. Even though you have the value of several millions, but the minimum that you need to come up with, you need to come up with it. Okay? You need to come up with the 10% or whatever amount that we quoted you that you need to come up with to participate or to be approved in our project. That's what it is. That doesn't change. Which means if you raise the price, say, instead of buying a $500,000 property, when I go up to $1 million, it's on you. You need 10%, which is $100,000.
Okay. And now we're down to about 10 minutes. So the next question I have, and I've seen several versions of this question, so I'm gonna give you the combined version. There are several people that have said they've been related to their projects. You know, they've been I guess trying to reach out to someone, and wanted to know what's the best way to reach someone if they have a project ongoing and they need some answers or they need someone to talk to.
Okay. Now, what we are working on is to have one person, at least one person. In Florida, we're working to have at least 3 people because it's a big state. In Georgia, the same. In New York, at least 1. That based on membership, right? In Massachusetts, I think we're looking to have one person. And 1. In Ohio, 1. In Michigan, 1. Michigan, Ohio, so it's one and the same. Okay, 1. What other place? I mean, Texas right now, we're looking to have 1 person, which means that contact person will be the one that will be answering the phone and talk to them as they need information or for the project and all. Now, what we are suggesting to that person is to, or the people, is to have other people under them doing the same thing. And this is something that we've been working on for the past actually 3 weeks, you see, because we try to be more efficient, you know, with what we do. And that way our members can feel comfortable when they have a question, they can call in. Now, one thing that we're running into, that's what brought us to doing this, is because I have 2 phones. And I mean, I don't know how to say it. My phone is going crazy all the time, almost 24/7. Why? Because I'm dealing with Europe. I'm dealing with Asia. I'm dealing with East Coast. I'm dealing with West Coast. You see? Why I'm doing all this is because when it comes to the project, to the fundamental thing that we're doing here within the system, I'm the one that can actually take care of those questions. Now, Mr. Daniel just came in within the last few months. Of course, some of those questions, you already been answering those questions when it comes to dealing with investors and everything else. But when it comes to the project itself, when it comes to putting the project together, because since of our background of real estate and mortgage for over 30 years, that helps me to show the people or the members or the investors or everybody else how we connect everything together. Because we want to make sure that every single person that enters into a platform, they understand why we are about, what we are about. It's very important. So that's why we're doing that. So by having all the different groups answer the phone or talk to the members, that will allow me to do what I need to do.
Okay, great, great. Next question is, are there other digital currencies doing this right now? If so, how is UBET different? I think you kind of answered it earlier, but why don't you go ahead and expand on that?
Okay. The difference between UBETS and any cryptocurrency, I just, one person actually called me earlier today and talked to me about that. One of them that called Exit. But that one, they do something a little bit different, okay? Now, what we do, we tokenize the property, we create liquidity, we eliminate the debt. Now, there's another platform that they call DeFi. I think they call it decentralized finance, okay? You cannot now, in my opinion, based on the knowledge that I have in finance, you cannot have or do finance, which means give a loan in blockchain. It doesn't make sense because that's not the idea Satoshi had when he created cryptocurrency, Bitcoin and blockchain. That's why they call it a peer-to-peer transaction. Now, any other platform that they have out there, they work as a crowdfunding. They raise funds. People will come in, let's say you have this property here, they're selling for 30 million, like they have a sample online. They have investors coming from all over the place. You can put in $1,000, you can put 10,000, you put 50,000, whatever you put for them to collect or to have the whole $30 million. We don't do it like that because all those investors that put money in, they have a stake on your asset. You don't want that. You see, you want to have your house is your own. You don't have to deal with anybody else. You see that? So that's why we are different from all of the tokenization out there. You see?
Okay, great, great. Let me see here. We're kind of getting down to because it's about 7:50. So, but we have quite a few questions, as I said, and I'm trying to pause through them. So, for the sake of transparency, I want to make sure everybody is clear. Is that all these questions that are being presented as they are put in the chat room. They are being they're not being filtered, except in the case that it's the same question, so we don't want to keep repeating the same questions. But even if they have some similarity, we try to make sure that particular question is clear. So having said that, if at the end of the meeting there are questions that are not answered, we have the name of the person that asked the questions. So we already said the personal questions, the questions are specific to you. Those questions will be addressed to you directly. The questions that we are not able to get through, we will do our best to address them. And I'm not sure, let me ask that to Matthew and said, do you guys wanna create a separate video to answer some of these questions separately, or how do you want to address the questions that we missed for this evening?
Okay. Now the questions that we missed for this evening, what we're gonna do, we're gonna defer those questions to the local person or people that we have in that area. And some of them, they have my direct line, they can call me. And please, if you're calling me, don't call me early in the morning. Like this morning, I went to bed, it was 4 o'clock this morning, because we were dealing with the situation that we have in Asia with probate, you see? So all those things and some of the things that we were dealing with. So I had to be there all night texting back and forth and talking and all that. So those things take time and we have to take care of them. And in order for us to do that, sometimes we have to stay up all night to do that. Now, when I got to bed this morning was what, around 5:30, 6 o'clock? And at 8:30, my phone was already ringing because 8:30 here in California is 11:30 in the East Coast. So people in the East Coast, they don't understand, they don't know that. So they start calling. So yeah, I mean, I heard the phone, but I'm sleeping. So if I were to answer, I don't know what I would say to anybody while I'm sleeping, you see? So again, please keep in mind that there's a 3-hour difference between your time and my time, and you ahead of me. If you are in the East Coast, 3 hours ahead of me. So if you're calling, at least give me, call me in a time that you think for sure that I should be up. And other than that, then I'll be, once you finish with the program, Jacques, if you can actually put it up on the info at funder1.com, send it to that email, and then we can actually send it out to some of them I will take care of directly, and the other ones who will make sure that all the questions are answered.
Okay. So I have a question here. It's not 100% clear, but I'll throw it at you and I'll try to guess what the person's asking. And basically it says, why does the project have to involve buying versus buying land? I'm guessing the person is saying buying homes versus buying land. So assuming that's what they're trying to ask, if you can go ahead and address that. Are you able to buy land, or does it have to be a house?
Yes, it can be anything that has to do with real estate. It can be land, just like there's a gentleman that called us out earlier this week, and he mentioned that he has a land. The value is on $500 million. He said that he saw the project, he wants to be involved, and he wants to bring it in and see if we can tokenize it for him. Now, what we're going to be doing for him, since the property is clear, which means there's no debt on the property, we can actually create liquidity for him so he can build a resort. You see that? So we can actually, if your property or whatever you have, there's no debt on it, we can tokenize it, create the liquidity, right? Create the tokens for you, and then you can sell on the market and get the funds, and then to fund whatever project that you want to fund on that particular land. But you need to come up with some kind of hard asset. You see, it has to be land, because the land is number one of our project. You see, that's why people can come in with cars, student loans, but the key is the land or the house, and that's important. And I'll say it all the time, this is a right that we all have to have a home, you see? So if it's commercial, we don't have a problem with it. The qualification is a little bit different, but it's for home, and especially if you are a veteran or like a nurse or doctor or fireman or different things like this here, we have special program for those people too. And this is where we're going, because myself as an ex government employee, we don't have anything. We retire, just what we have is the retirement, right? So we feel that the time that we give to the government, the time that we would give to the serve the people counts. So if we have a special program for us as a people, we can actually, the government or ourselves, based on our program, we can make sure that we have a home without debt. So that's why we launching that program for the veterans and anybody that works for the government or nurses, doctors, and all.
Okay, so it is officially 7:56. We're supposed to be closing out around now. So should I throw up a couple more questions, or should I stop?
You can throw, yeah, you can throw some questions until we close.
Okay, so a couple of questions real quick. There's you had mentioned earlier email for documents. Can you repeat the email so I could shoot it to the chat room for everybody?
It's UBET token 19 at gmail.com.
Is that UBETS or UBET?
UBET TONKEN 19 at gmail.com.
Okay, so this email is for documents that are related to projects that are being funded.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
that's the only email or general email that's available to the funders. Every morning they go to that email and pick up every document that they have to put them in different boxes. That way, as they go closer to having everything that they need, they know to contact the title companies and to move on to closing.
Okay. So let me go down to the next question. Since we're about to close, I want to mention this. This is more of this was a comment that was made. And since it had my name on it, I'm going to go ahead and mention it. It said, "Great job, Jacques, Matthew, and Sid." So that was the comment that was made. So I think at least some people are satisfied by the work we're doing. So thank you. We're going to continue to do the same work. Matthew has done a great job answering questions. Sid, I know, is always ready to answer questions. As he said, he does not sleep. And I know that for a fact. We're gonna keep working on satisfying the people that are part of the platform until we get to a point where our issues are minimal. But thank you for that compliment, and we'll keep working and improving the product. Let's see here. Let me try to get through because there's quite a few repeat questions. And so one question, as I said, some people are saying they're not getting their calls returned, okay? And you correct me if I'm wrong. If I understand what you're saying is that you're establishing different point of contacts in each state,
Yes.
okay? And each one of these states, the issues for a person at that particular state will be funneled to that person or that team, okay? And that would allow them to work with the issues they're running into. Would that be correct?
It is correct. What we're doing is we're looking for the people locally, and we're gonna do some type of training for those people. So that way they understand the platform and they can go on and do what you just did. You enter into the to Binance and pick it up. And if they need to do that, they can go to My Crypto EX Bank if there's issue on their wallet and anything like this. Now, we already have some. We have in Florida, we don't have that problem. But we just want to make sure that we have people throughout the states that can handle those questions. So those questions don't come to me. Because we are at the point right now, we have so many members, and we need to we're looking for ways to make sure that we're more efficient when it comes to answer questions. You see?
Okay.
That's basically what we're doing.
So to your point of answering questions, I was gonna say, because I'm at around the 7:23 time point of questions, and so we're getting closer and closer to less questions. So would you be okay if we ended at 8:15 and then we just do a hard stop at 8:15 and close it out then? Would that be okay with you?
Matthew, what do you think? You have another 15?
I can do maybe 2 more questions is where I think we'll do that.
Okay. There are 2 more questions for you or 2 more questions for in general?
2 more questions. Let's go.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap up with 2 more questions. Okay, so the first question is someone asked a question and it slipped out of my view here, but the question was, what if I wanted to do a project but no longer want to do a project at this point? What can I do with my UBET coins, or what do I do with my UBET coins and tokens?
Yeah, well, you would be able to trade, hold on to, or sell your UBETs on an exchange. So that's the beauty of this program is there's lots of, there's lots. You could either you put it into the project, or you can sell it directly on an exchange. So there's lots of opportunity there. So there's no closed door. You can definitely sell off your UBETs.
Awesome. So Matthew, somebody has a particular comment towards you and says, you need to get an interview with Charlie Ward on YouTube. It said he interviews crypto guys has a huge audience. So they gave that tip, and I wanted to pass that on. So that sounds like a awesome idea.
Yeah, sounds great.
So I'm seeing a lot of more questions. So I'm trying to sift through quickly and trying to get one last question out the way.
As you're looking through that,
ahead.
Jack, I'll just also say, guys, I've been a part of a lot of these, Q&As, and this is amazing. I mean, the questions that are being asked, this is very eye-opening for me, and the engagement with this coin is amazing. So one thing that I want to do, I've been talking about, and just sitting on this first Zoom with all of you guys, one thing I'm going to do, which I think is going to be critical, is I'm going to do an FAQ, right? I'll do an FAQ where I'll start resourcing all of these questions and answers, where then you guys can refer to them also on the website, right? So I'll start categorizing them and building like a Q&A. Again, just another place where you guys can directly find them, right? So I think that'll be important for us. And the more questions, the better. I mean, that helps us start forming answers more directly as we start hearing more specific questions. So keep the questions coming. We're going to be launching a new website here very soon, over the next week. So we'll be putting an FAQ. We'll start building one on the new website. So we'll keep you posted there. So keep them coming.
Okay. So I'm going to break your rule and do two quick questions. One is, I think the first one is pretty quick. What project is too big for UBETS? What project is, what's the limit for UBETS in terms of doing a project?
Well,
yeah.
Okay, if you ask me, there's no limit, you see? Because depending on the type of project that you have, right? The bottom line is you still have to come up with the amount that you need. Whether if it's a personal, like a house, is 10% minimum. If it's a commercial, it can be from 35 to 45%. Now, once you have that, now, even if, let's say we don't have the funds right now to do the project right now. Now, once we have the project in our books, and the banks do the same thing, when they have a project that higher than the limit that they have, what they do, they receive the project, they say, hey, no problem, we can close it. Now they can fish it out to investors. They can say, hey, I have this project here for, let's say, $1 billion. Can we do it? Now, mind you, the project I talked to you briefly earlier for $500 million for the land. This guy, they want to build a resort. The resort is around $3 billion because the land, just the value of the land is around $500 million. They want to build a resort. You see that? So there's no project that's too big for UBETS. But the bottom line is once we have the project in our books, as we look for investors, we're going to point this out. Hey, I have this project here for this amount. You see, can you do it? Now, let's say this investor says, no, I cannot do it, but I can do this. Let's say the project is $3 billion, like the one I just mentioned. And you bring it to me. You say, I say, okay, I talked to the first investor. He said, no, I cannot do $3 billion, but I can do 2, or I can do 1. Or I can do 500. I say, okay, not a problem. We can lock you up for this one. And then I look for another investor. That can do maybe 7, maybe 1 billion. And then that'll be 1.5. You see that? So before we know it now, since most likely that project is a commercial project, it can take longer, but now we're going through phases anyway. On a commercial project, usually we have phase 1, phase 2, phase 2, phase 4. So you don't fund the whole project at once. So as we go, we can do the first one. The first phase can be, let's say, a $500 million. You see, we can split it like that, and then we go on to the, after we finish the first phase 1, we do phase 2, phase 3, phase 4 until we finish. So yes, there's no limit.
Okay. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and close out at this point. We want to thank everyone today for their participation. Thank you, thank you, Sid, for all these answers. Thank you, Matthew, for all these answers. So I'm gonna repeat a couple of things real quick that was said at the beginning. First and foremost, I want to thank you because it was roughly about 148 people. I think it was 143 people that joined the meeting. So I want to thank you for making the time to get some information on where we are. To repeat, we will be holding these meetings at least once a month. You will get an email that lets you know when the next meeting will be so that you can join. What we'll ask everyone, because I noticed a lot of people came late. As a matter of fact, I still have one person right now trying to join, but a lot of people were coming in very late. So you're not getting a lot of information, and that's why in the chat room, a lot of questions were repeated, because if you didn't hear the answer in the beginning, you're obviously gonna ask the question towards the end. So we ask you that you do your best to come to the meeting as on time, so that we can make it as effective as possible. We hope today's meeting provided you all the update that you needed on the UBETS platform. And we know there's quite a few questions that are not answered, but we're going to channel these questions to these answers to you as quickly as possible. Once again, thank you for being with us today. Have a wonderful evening and see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.